red with black trim, vestido de rojo con vivos negros. Su peso oficial, 126 libras is official weight, 126 pounds. En 27 combates a nivel profesional. Mantiene un récord de 19 victorias, con 8 derrotas, 15 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. In 27 pro bouts, he maintains a record of 19 victories against 8 losses, 15 of those victories coming by way of KO. De Tuxtla, Gutierrez, Chiapas, Jonathan, el Fénix Aguilar. En la esquina roja, in the red corner, vestido del tricolor mexicano, verde, blanco y rojo, he steps in, wearing the colors of Mexico, green, white, and red. He weighed in at an identical 126 pounds. Detuvo la báscula a un peso idéntico de 126 libras. En su 14º combate a nivel profesional, con un récord invicto de 12 victorias, un empate, 7 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. He enters the ring in his 14th professional bout, sporting an undefeated record of 12 victories against 1 draw, 7 of those victories coming by way of KO. De Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, el Cachorro, Alán Solis.
Bueno, caballeros, recuerden lo que platicamos en los vestidores. Vamos a hacer una pelea limpia y bonita, la mejor de la noche. Ahora choquen sus guantes y cuando suene la campana salen tirando sus mejores golpes. Suerte a los dos.
Our main event, Alán Solis versus Jonathan Aguilar for the title. Our tale of the tape is presented by Art of Music. Memories fade, memorabilia doesn't.
Solis, a little bit taller, 5 years the junior, has some nice reach. We'll see whether he can take advantage of that, and a lot of inactivity. Aguilar's been off for a year.
Round number 1. Again, to the winner goes the currently vacant WBO Latino 126-pound title. The tricolor of the Mexican flag, green, white, and red trunks for Alán Solis. Red and black trunks for Jonathan Aguilar.
As I mentioned in the open, 4 times we saw Solis on Roy Jones Jr. Boxing in 2020. His last outing was December. He scored a 7th-round TKO, looked real good. Aguilar last fought February of 2020 and scored a 3rd-round TKO.
Snap jab from Aguilar. Jab to the body, right back from Solis. He's doubling up his jab, finishing to the body. Aguilar resetting his feet.
Aguilar, 60 amateur fights, been a pro for a decade. Solis turned pro in 2017. Very good amateur record, 87-6.
Overhand right lands from Aguilar. Solis walking through it. Long jab. Right on the shoulder, it made an impact, not a scoring blow from Aguilar. See the patience of Alán Solis. Solis' big belief in his power, his aggression. Again, this is his 2nd fight with trainer Jose Lopez. Trying to become a much better rounded fighter, more disciplined, more tactical, more technical, Smitty.
Working on his feet and footwork, angles, more responsible defense. Already feels that he has the offensive arsenal, but wants to be a more responsible defensive fighter, and again, to work on that technique. And it got a lot of time at 22 years of age and doing pretty good so far. Unbeaten, 7 KOs in the 12 wins. Pawing with the jab there, which I don't mind early if you turn over the right hand after it. I like that he switched it to the body.
45 seconds remaining, round number 1 of our main event. scheduled for 10.
Solis trying to take advantage of that 4-inch reach advantage with the stick.
Good right hand, left to the body, left to the head. 4-punch sequence from Solis.
Feels that his best punch Solis does is the left hook to the body.
Aguilar said, I cannot let Solis settle into a counterpuncher's rhythm, but right now it's Solis who's leading. Solis is first and he's last in most sequences.
Remember, Aguilar, comes in as a replacement.
Good jab. He's nearly tangling in his own feet. To the body from Aguilar. That is the end of round number 1.
Aguilar's best moments in that round were right at the end. Solis pretty much controlled first 2.5 minutes of that round. Thus, he gets the round. We haven't seen the mop for a few fights here. That's a good thing. Hopefully we won't see that mop anymore.
If you've joined us late, I'm sure it's already found its way online. It's a meme somewhere. The mop coming into the ring. Not a towel, mind you, but a full-on mop.
Just want to quickly remind, 17 years ago today, my television show, In This Corner, launched for the first time on Empire Sports Network on DirecTV. 17 years later, we are still on the air. So congratulations to In This Corner. Is that a shameless plug?
Nothing wrong with that. You're certainly entitled, my friend. Round number 2.
Chris knew I was going to do it anyway, so. Feeling out process round number 1. Solis was using the jab a lot and setting up some right hands. Aguilar came on right at the end of that round, knocked Solis off balance with a jab and then landed a combination or two. Right now, Solis trying to establish distance with the jab.
Stop, break.
Aguilar initiates that clinch right back out, as ordered by referee Miguel Canduel. Cut lands from Aguilar. Canduel and the 3 judges scoring this fight, assigned by the WBO. To the body, hook to the body again from Jonathan Aguilar.
Aguilar's had some pretty good competition. I know he lost to Angelo Leo in 2018. Leo won an interim world title. Kid, I know, a young man from Las Vegas. He has been stopped 4 times, Aguilar, in his 8 losses.
Solis still very much settling into this 10-round main event. Solis said of Aguilar, I really respect his experience. You need to set the pace early. So Aguilar definitely disrupting the tempo, continuing to come forward. Aguilar and his fighter meeting yesterday talked all about aggression, taking away time, taking away space from Solis.
Solis landed a nice left hook to the body, but he was almost in and out too quickly. Should have stayed there. He was there, he landed it, but then jumped outside and, and didn't do anything else after landing it. He is a young man that is still trying to really find himself as a fighter, to figure out exactly who and what he is. And again, that's okay at 22 years of age. I've said this before to you when we've called his fights. I think he should watch like young Eric Morales fights and just try to pattern himself, because he's got that kind of Morales body to me,
It's a very apt comparison, Smitty. 20 seconds remaining, round number 2.
But a tough one to live up to. El Terrible. Looks a little like him too, doesn't he?
Without question. Aguilar definitely not looking intimidated against the buzzworthy, undefeated, rapidly emerging 22-year-old prospect Alán Solis, as we are through 2 rounds.
See if Aguilar starts to pick up the pace a little bit in this third round.
Eso queremos.
We go into the corner of Alán Solis.
Primero, pero pues tú sabes, los nervios, ¿ok? Ya, todo bien. Ya.
See action, round 2 on the inside. A little uppercut there by Aguilar. But primarily, this is what we've seen, the jabs. There's that hook to the body, and he jumped back outside. I thought he should have stayed in there and worked a little bit more, Solis. A couple of pot jabs to the face. 2 rounds in the books and 2 for Solis on my scorecard.
Both fighters set to start round number 3. There is the bell. Aguilar coming forward off the jab. Aguilar immediately closing distance to start round number 3. Good circle out from Solis. Solis trying to stay disciplined off the jab, shooting that jab again and again. Jab to the body from Alán Solis. They go for the right hand counter on the left.
Nice left hook strike. Solis. I got the attention
Big
of
body
Aguilar.
shot, overhand right.
Got the attention of Aguilar, hurting a little bit.
There's the left hook to the body. Another hook to the body. Left hand on the inside. Another left hand lands from Solis. Aguilar complaining, punched in the back of the head. To no avail to Miguel Canuel. Didn't see it, neither did the referee Canuel.
Lead right hand there by Solis. Something I like to see after you establish that jab, the way Solis has been doing, leading with the right hand, catches your opponent off guard at times.
Break!
And it doesn't have to really be thrown as a real power shot, just a lead right, almost as if it's a jab, even off the backhand.
More pressure from Solis here in round number 3 than we saw in the opening 2 rounds. 80 seconds remaining in this third round.
Limpio, stop!
At this pace,
abrace ni
it's
pegue,
early, but I don't think Aguilar can win the fight at this pace. He's got to let his hands go forward.
And Aguilar talked about Solis being the counterpuncher in this fight. Solis continues to lead. Just like that, to the body. Good left hand. Aguilar stepped right into it. All time by Solis.
I mentioned we did the tail of the tape that let's see if Solis can take advantage of those 4 inches, and he really has been thus far.
Left on the uppercut from Solis. Definitely cutting off the ring. Tripling up the jab is Solis, and another right hand left hook to the body back from Aguilar. So the good defense from Solis, blocking that on the shoulder with the right hand. Now 15 seconds remaining round 3.
Limpio.
Back to the inside. Long jab from Solis. Solis getting his jab working, Smitty. There's the 1-2. Jab to the body from Aguilar, and that ends round number 3. You see Solis playing to this crowd here in Los Mochis, feeling very good about his performance through the opening 9 minutes.
So much of what Solis is doing right, begins and ends with the jab. Here he's landed some combinations on the inside, got the attention, but everything has come up from the beginning off of the stick, off of the jab. There it is. Lands a combination, gets back outside. There he was. Aguilar walked right into that one. Oh, my goodness. I thought we were going to get out of here without that damn thing again, and there it is.
Who needs a towel when you have the mop?
Yeah.
When I refereed, I would always keep a towel in the neutral corner. If I ever go back to it, maybe I'll keep a mop in the neutral corner. Round number 4. See the quickness of the jab from Solis to start this fourth round.
And the quickness of the feet of Solis. Really good foot movement by him.
Break.
Little subtleties. Trying not to be so wide. Stepping in with the jab. Getting his lead foot on the outside of his opponent, Aguilar. And then knowing when to move your feet. We spoke so much about his footwork and angles, and he's doing a good job of it thus far. And controlling this fight.
From the mid-range, you see Solis starting to open up. 45 seconds gone, round 4.
So many fighters today, they're so busy working on the mitts and everything's throwing punches that they forget about their symmetry, their posture, their stance, their feet. And a lot of that is to blame the trainers who care more about their own Instagram than they do teaching their fighters.
Break.
All right, I got that in, so I'll go back to calling the fight.
Dare we mention the pool noodles? Step in on the overhand right from Aguilar. Did not land. No slip by Solis.
There's a good utilization of the left hand by Solis, varying the jab.
Counter to the body from Aguilar, but you see the punch totals piling up in favor heavily of Alán Solis.
And he missed all 4 or 5 of those punches over the top of the head of Solis. Aguilar would have been better to come sort of underneath 45 those shots. Hooker cut, if you will.
There's a general misconception across boxing, even by a lot of journalists who should know better, that it's somehow like a video game when you're a judge. You're just counting punches, and if you're up in the stats, you're winning. That's not the case. It's clean, significant strikes, but Solis has the volume, and he has the ladder. Clean, significant strikes. Aguilar's just not throwing a lot, and when he lands, he's not landing that effectively right now.
And that thing that I look for and why I gave the slight advantage, you know, to Kendo is the ring general and doing a little bit more of what he wanted to do. Nice, but I tell you what, your jab can do so much for you. Again, I like to call it the can opener. Aguilar just needs to let his hands go, do something.
Aguilar, who talked in our fighter meeting all about being the aggressor, doing anything but sitting back. Solis continuing to come forward with volume, with power, with precision. We end round number 4.
Sometimes fighters fall into a script that they don't want to be in, and that's what Aguilar is doing. He is really following the script that Solis and his team would have written for him, which is follow us. We'll see some of that here. There's the jab to the body, pops it up to the head a couple of times. Doubles, triples it up. Lets his hands go. Aguilar threw something but missed with it. He's so busy thinking about that jab. It's a pesky jab, but it also hurt him in a prior round when he walked right into it. He told us he was in good shape, but again, he comes in here really with like a week's notice on this.
It's one thing to have a game plan. It's something entirely different in boxing and, quite frankly, in all combat sports to execute that game plan. Aguilar laid out his game plan for us, Smitty. Take away time, take away space from Solis, put him on his back foot, be the aggressor. That's not playing out. At least not yet, as we're in round number 5. 15 seconds gone in this round. Solis is leading. He's being first. He's being last. He is dictating the pace and the movement.
A couple of nice right hands there by Aguilar. Finally put something into some of his shots. Probably feeling the urgency, trailing. Well, he has to know he's trailing on the scorecards.
4 punches in sequence with the left hand from Solis. We saw him throw 5 with the left hand in sequence in round 4.
I really like the stance and the symmetry of Solis off to the side. Not squaring up.
And there's that jab from Solis.
Giving his opponent so much. And there was an attempted right by Aguilar, but good movement by Solis to just step out of the way of it. Again, the footwork. He's varying the jab, too, throwing it all over the place, which is good. Give your opponent something extra to think about. And eventually that'll set up right hands and other combinations. He'll go back to that hook to the body.
Aguilar right now has no answer for that Solis jab. Miguel Canul keeping this fight moving. He's an outstanding referee.
Peleen de frente, peleen bien, limpios, box.
See Aguilar on his back foot as Solis comes forward again off of the one.
Vamos, tire golpes. Stop! No abraces y pegues, pelea limpio. Sube la cabeza.
Telling Aguilar you cannot push down on the head. 65 seconds remaining, round 5.
Try telling that to Ali and Mayweather back in the day. He's right, though. It's a great tactic if you can get away with it.
Jab to the body from Solis.
Yeah, and the way he's touching that jab and then bringing it down low, what that is to do is to bring the hands down and then come over the top with the right hand. Solis hasn't done that yet, but I know he's trying to set that up. Wants to set up that right hand, and also I can see him thinking about that left hook to the body, which is his signature shot.
Good left jab again from Solis.
Yeah, off the right lead. There's that right hand.
Straight 1-2 from Solis. See Aguilar trying to load up, but again, it's on the counter and on the back foot.
I think he's getting a little frustrated, Aguilar, too.
Jab to the body from Solis. Right hand just misses. Right to the body. That lands flush and with impact. There's a lead left hook from Solis. Lead left hook to counter. Misses from Aguilar. So we end round number 5. Live tomorrow night on UFC Fight Pass beginning at 10 p.m. U.S. Canadian Eastern Time. It's Icon MMA from this very ring in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. The increasingly rare ring mixed martial arts. In the main event, you will see UFC veteran Brock Weaver versus Alexander Barahona in the lightweight division. Live tomorrow night here on UFC Fight Pass.
Solis letting his hands go.
Ya no abusen del abrazo, tira golpes.
Popping the jab, pop, pop. Digs a solar plexus shot to the body. Got his hands, hands on the side of those ropes and looks fatigued. Probably mentally, physically, and what will happen next when it becomes spiritually, that's when they are out of there.
To round number 6 we go. Solis in, right back out.
Each round kind of looks like a carbon copy of the prior, Sean, and that's because of the game plan and the consistency and the discipline of Solis.
Canul nearly knocked down Aguilar. Apologized immediately. Aguilar was just off balance. That's pretty much Aguilar's night. Taking a lot of shots, no answer to the Solis jab, and nearly dropped by the referee on the break. Smitty, on your unofficial scorecard, without looking, I'm guessing 5-0, 50-45 Solis.
Easy to score each round. Pretty dominant performance. Not completely overwhelming Aguilar, but still dominating the action.
They're really just straightforward 10-9 rounds.
Yes. There was a nice combination, double hook by Aguilar. Then he backs out.
Double jab from Solis. Right to the body from Aguilar, but you see the volume coming right back from Solis. Aguilar is really falling into the territory of one punch at a time.
Yes.
And again, you can win that way, but they have to be really significant punches, and quite frankly, they're not to this stage of the fight from Jonathan Aguilar.
I think he got Aguilar's attention again with that hook to the body. Left hook to the body by Solis. I think he should go back to that.
Again, Aguilar is a very accomplished fighter. Enters with 19 wins, 15 knockouts in his pro boxing career. He's just bereft of answers and ideas at this stage of the fight.
And when you look at his record, though, he is a guy like Solis, at this point, totally dominating. You don't want to get away from your game plan, but you start thinking, okay, this is a guy I should stop, because he did stop 4 times in his career. I'm going to make it number 5. I think if he does that, it'll be that left hook to the body that'll set it up. I see Solis stepped over, I think, trying to get in position to throw it.
Left hand from Solis.
Yeah, he wants that left hook to the body.
Good counter right hand from Aguilar. One of his more significant punches of this fight.
Probably his best punch of the fight.
Definitely backed off Solis, and Solis right back in with the double jab. 20 seconds to go, round 6. Jab again from Solis.
But despite landing his best shot of the fight, you can't give him a round off 1 or 2 shots, especially if he's in the posture like this of going backwards.
To the body, to the head. Big swing and a miss from Solis. That right hand landed on the hook.
And if there was any question about the round, well, Solis punctuated it with that last 4 or 5 shots. And continues the shutout mode.
We are through 6 rounds of our main event.
Tú mismo aquí te tienes que decidir si quieres ganar por nocaut o nomás lo quieres sobrevivir. ¿Me entiendes? ¿Cómo te sientes? Respira.
Ya lo siento peligroso.
¿Lo sientes peligroso?
La mano.
Okay.
And see the action. Good combination by Solis. Nice shot by Aguilar. That's the right hand he landed, maybe his best punch of the round and the fight. But nevertheless, you see the way Solis finished the round and wins another one, at least on my scorecard.
Start of round number 7. And the winner will claim the currently vacant WBO Latino 126-pound title. Scheduled for 10 in our main event, undefeated Alán Solis versus 19-win Jonathan Aguilar. To this point, one-way traffic.
Even
Aguilar is game.
Solis saw everything coming there, even before it was thrown, and moved right out of the way. Typically, you don't want a guy going back, but that was a sequence where it's not bad to go back because he saw it coming and was completely out of reach.
Last sequence, both fighters claiming they were punched simultaneously in the back of the head. Your right uppercut misses from Aguilar.
There's that left hook by Solis. To bring that to the body and then up to the head.
Both fighters trying to turn up the temperature here in round number 7.
Well, Solis needs to. Aguilar needs to, doesn't he?
To see a way back without a knockout for Aguilar.
Or that mop. He might need to go to the mop.
Accidental clash of heads. Both fighters work through it. Swing and a miss on the exit from Aguilar, but he is trying to sit down on his punches, trying to open up Jonathan Aguilar here in round 7.
Yes, but doing it going backwards, and that's going to be a difficult thing to do. He just took a big, deep breath there, did Aguilar.
A full exhale. Aguilar has to be frustrated. He's just being out-volumed, quite frankly.
I got to give Aguilar credit, though. He's been able thus far to avoid those left hooks to the body by keeping tight defense, especially, keeping his right hand tucked in and the elbows in. Not giving Solis that shot that he wants to the liver, the kidneys, or even the solar plexus.
Solis told us he wanted to set the pace in this fight. Well, as he set the pace, he has maintained it. 45 seconds remaining, round 7. Good jab again from Solis. Jab to the body. Jab to the body from Aguilar, but really no commitment. There's commitment on that right hand from Solis.
There's nothing, no luster on that shot. Just sense a little bit of desperation from Aguilar.
See Aguilar just trying to shake out his arms.
Yeah, when a fighter does that, he's trying to pump some life into himself.
Right hand, there's the left hook to come right back after Aguilar landed the right. Solis has the answer time and again. We are through 7 rounds.
Bien metido, bien metido. Lo estás agarrando, güey.
Mira, trata de... A ese güey lo estás agarrando en un corto, güey. Déjale moverte, te estás pensando más. En la contrabandeo lo vas a buscar, cabrón.
Vamos en el 8. Necesitamos apretarlo a decisión, no lo van a robar, güey.
See the action back of the head. Both guys claiming they were hitting the back of the head. Nice left hook by Solis there. Aguilar got in a right hand, but then backed off to admire his work when he should have stayed in there and continued throwing. There's that jab of Solis. And he hasn't gotten away from that jab. Lands a nice combination there. Wins another round, 70-63. Solis after 7.
Round number 8. Jab to the body from Solis, takes Aguilar off his striking line.
And was set up with the footwork of Solis. He got his feet in proper position to step in and throw that shot. It's when to have your feet going from the outside to the inside. Putting on a clinic with footwork. There he does it again, and it's something he kept telling us. It's nice when a fighter tells us he's going to do something and then does it. Sticks to the game plan.
Jab to the body again from Solis. I think the only suspense left in this fight, Smitty, is if Solis will really try to turn up the temperature and look for the late finish, or if he'll just go on cruise control, get that unanimous decision win.
He is from Mexico, so, you know, I would think he might try to step it up, especially if he's a guy that, again, does look at the other guy's record and see that, hey, this guy's been stopped 4 times. What happened there?
Canul talking to Solis because Aguilar turned. Solis punched to the back of the head. MMA is a 360-degree sport. Outside of the nape of the neck, directly the back of the head and the spine, you can attack the back of your opponent standing on the ground. Boxing is a 180-degree sport. Take the top of the head, split it down the middle all the way to the middle of the belly button. That's the legal target area in boxing. And even if your opponent turns to the side or turns their back, you still have to be respectful of that target area legally.
That was a great job of geographic proximity by you, Sean. That was excellent. I like that. You know, while you were doing that, Aguilar attempted a backhand, and Solis smiled at him. I guess that's a sign of, there's a lot of signs of frustration, that turning of the head there and twisting around and turning your back to your fighter and the backhand, all signs of what the hell do I got to do to get some shots in here.
Again, a back fist, something legal in MMA, not so much in boxing. You do see it more and more for some unknown reason.
As long as we don't see any rear naked chokes in pugilism, I'm okay.
Look at this walk down pressure from Solis into the pocket. Uppercut to the sternum from Aguilar. Credit Jonathan Aguilar. Still throwing, still game, but he has to be completely dispirited at this stage of the fight. 15 seconds remaining round 8. Right hand from Solis.
But he's still in there, and like you say, still trying, and he committed to a couple of those shots. He just hasn't, there's a nice right by Solis, just hasn't committed enough.
Double on the right hand. Just before the bell as we end round number 8. To the business end we go of our main event. Smitty, do you still have it as the shutout for Solis?
Yeah, you get to scoring these things, and it's almost like you automatically want to put down 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. But again, in that round, Aguilar had a few moments, but not nearly enough of him for me to give him a 10. And I haven't been able to give him a 10 in any round. Getting a little sloppy there. Good defense by Solis. There's that backhand.
Next Friday night, I'll be commentating here on UFC Fight Pass, Lion Fight Muay Thai. That's a great strike in Muay Thai.
Vamos, Seco, rápido.
Again, not so much in boxing.
Don't think I'll be your broadcast partner for that one, although I love working with you.
I appreciate it, Smitty. I will be with the great multiple Muay Thai world champion, Carnage Corbett.
I have trouble even saying Muay Thai.
That is the great James Smitty Smith. So glad that you're with us. Roy Jones Jr. Boxing live worldwide on UFC Fight Pass. Tonight we're in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. 30 seconds gone, round number 9 of our main event.
I sense Solis, again, coming in, kind of staying on the inside. Now, I think he's trying to set up the attack that could perhaps get Aguilar out of there. Gets nailed with a jab coming in.
Left hand lands on the exit from Aguilar. Aguilar has found 1 or 2 hard punches virtually every round, but again, the volume, the pressure, the forward movement, the effective striking, all in favor of Alán Solis.
And you see Solis coming in now with the high guard, trying to sort of walk his guy down, trying to set up hooks and stuff. I think trying to apply pressure and land shots that could, again, perhaps get a stoppage.
1-1-2 and the 2 to the body from Solis. Aguilar still trying to throw. To his credit, he's a very game fighter, Jonathan Aguilar.
This fight, the antithesis of our opening fight with the two 18-year-olds. This one much more calculated from 2 fighters with a lot more experience. I think experience is really the only thing that's kept Aguilar even in the fight. When I say in the fight, meaning on his feet, upright.
No point in this fight has Aguilar been in trouble. No point has he really been taking big shots. Again, he's just been out-volumed, outworked, outclassed.
He's kind of having his best round here in round 9.
Doubling up on the jab again is Solis. There's the right hand from Aguilar. 40 seconds remaining, round number 9 of our title fight main event.
Aguilar landed a right hand to the body there, too. Solis slowing down in this round. Again, I thought it was intentional at first. But just really just working on defense here. Not doing much himself. And he might allow Aguilar to get a 10.
I'm not a big believer in moral victories, but that would be a moral victory for Aguilar. To get the 99-91 instead of the 190 across the board. That is the end of round 9. Up next, the 10th and final round. Smitty, did you do it on your unofficial scorecard?
Yes, I did. I gave it to that man right there. Solis came in with the hands held high early, trying to land those powerful shots. Got hit with a few shots, slowed down. Aguilar landed some good counter rights. And just his overall posturing, I thought he got that round. But it's a little late in the game.
Vamos, Teco.
Bien vivo.
Último round. Choque los
It's been phenomenal here in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. Our first time in this great boxing city. Roy Jones Jr. Boxing on UFC Fight Pass. Final round of the night. Solis versus Jonathan Aguilar. To the body goes Solis, makes Aguilar miss as he pulls away from that right hand. Definitely, there's the snap jab from Solis. Hand from Solis.
Sometimes when you're a fighter trying to find yourself and working on so many different technical skills, you might take away from your power that produced all of those knockouts early in your career. But in order to go up a level to another area code, you have to work on these, and these kind of 10-round fights are really important. They're not the most exciting thing at times, but technically they're critical in terms of the development of a prize fighter.
And the push down on the head. That's really good refereeing from Canul. It's the little things, Smitty. He saw that Aguilar's gloves touched the canvas and he wiped them off.
True. Aguilar really tried to time that left hook. Just missed it.
Punch combination. Flurry on the inside from Solis and right back out. Aguilar with a flick jab, misses to the body.
Another reason the 10 rounds can do you a lot of good is you hope when you're 22 years of age and unbeaten, you hope that at some point you're going to fight 12-round fights. And that means you're going to championship level. So it's important to have these rounds under your belt.
The left hook misses badly from Aguilar. But to his credit, he's throwing a lead left hook with power in the 10th and final round of our main event. Aguilar looked completely fatigued at the end of round number 8. But he's at least trying to finish strong.
Yep, kind of caught a little bit of a second win, and Solis slowed down a little bit, didn't he?
He's trying to finish strong as well, but it's been a very strong performance.
Aguilar now sees the shots coming and is turning away, and thus nullifying the power of Solis.
Good left hand from Solis. Right hand misses from Aguilar, but again, he's loading up. Pulled that right hand back to the body. Final seconds now, 10th and final round. Solis forward off the jab. Counter left hand from Aguilar. Right hand from Solis. And that is the end of the fight. Smitty, I think the only suspense now is, will it be 190 across the board for Solis? Or like your unofficial scorecard?
Well, you're not going to like what I did in the last round. I called the last round even, so I have it 99 to 92. I know you hate those even rounds.
I'm going to get you together with
no, you're
your
not.
fellow Las Vegas resident, the great Judge Tim Cheatham, to talk to you about 10-10.
Yeah, and I've been around longer than Tim, and I'm not going to listen to him.
The spirited look on the face of Jonathan Aguilar.
What do we want to do?
Nice show of class there from Alán Solis coming over to Jonathan Aguilar. Again, Aguilar was game, just simply had no answers. Solis controlling the distance, the tempo, the range, high volume, clean, effective striking throughout, and leading with that jab. Wait the tallying of the 3 WBO assigned judges. Scoring ringside here in Los Mochis. Lupe Contreras is set. We go to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going all 10 rounds here in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, the official scorecard reads as follows. Damas y caballeros, después de completar las 10 vueltas, esta es la decisión oficial. Los jueces Canul y Garay entregan tarjetas idénticas de 97 a 93. Judges Canul and Garay turn in identical scorecards of 97 to 93. Y el juez Garza anotó 99-91. Judge Garza scores it 99-91. A favor del ganador por decisión unánime in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And now, WBO Latino Featherweight Champion, El Cachorro, Alán Solis.
Unanimous decision, with the surprise of none after that very classy performance from Alán Solis. And never putting Aguilar in trouble, but also never letting Aguilar really settle into a rhythm. That's a well-earned victory against a tough opponent for the 22-year-old still undefeated Alán Solis. He is now the new WBO Latino